What's up, guys? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate live stream. Right? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? We may have a short stream tonight. We'll see. We'll see. But okay, let me get started. All right. So the gist of the idea of tonight's stream is pretty much women's logic. And a lot of times, it being in the way of advice, right? I find it not the best, in my opinion. And maybe if you guys seen the last stream, right, where I reacted to like a therapist. Was it last stream? Probably was last stream. Or the stream before, right? It was a female therapist on Kendra G's show. She is a woman technically giving advice, helping people mentally, right? Helping people with their problems. And she's problematic herself. She's someone that actually needs help. So it just got me thinking. A lot of times you hear a lot of these things where, on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever, and Kendra G herself giving advice or just talking to women. Okay, sometimes even talking to men. Right? I will cover a video of a woman, essentially giving advice to men. And I think it's faulty. I think a lot of times women don't really understand men. Let's say this, right? I find women's logic or advice to anyone. One, to women, they're too soft-hearted, right? They're not blunt. They sugarcoat things, or they're not really truthful because they don't want to hurt women's feelings. So they really don't help. It doesn't help women's logic. Their advice towards other women, it's not helpful. In my opinion, it's not helpful at all. So I think that's faulty and that's useless. Now, their advice, let's say they give advice to men. Well, I think it's idiotic and useless as well because one, women really don't take the time to understand men. They don't. They actually use their own bias logic and think that they know what is best for men or what men should do, how men should act, whatever. When really they don't know men. They don't know the struggles of men. They don't see the struggles of men. They assume it. They don't even see the emotions, right? That, oh, surprise, surprise, men can't be emotional. Men have emotions. They don't even put that into considerations. No. Okay? So, a lot of times they don't even view men as human beings in that sense. So sometimes their advice is very off touch or very it don't make sense for men, right? And in my opinion, it's not really logical. At least in the sense that I'll cover that when I reach the video about an advice towards men. But those are something that we'll touch upon. So let's get started. As usual, let's react to a Kendra G video. All right, let's react to this video.
Time.
I am a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, you have any kids?
I do have children. I have 3 adults. I am a Sagittarius.
How old are your 3 adult children?
35 and a half, 37 and a half, and 39 and a half.
Sherry, you could just tell me
35, 37, 39.
There you go, Sherry. What do you do for a living?
I drive tractor trailers.
Tractor trailers. So you're a truck driver?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay, truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got Sherry, Memphis, Tennessee, 55, Sagittarius, mom to 3 adult children, drives trucks, drives.
Now, let me say this, right? I mean, older women, do they not date? Yeah, they do, right? Can they not find men? Yes, they do. But in my opinion, okay, and I've said this countless times before, as women age, they become bigger red flags. So does that mean that they're not gonna find a man? No, because I said this plenty of times before. Again, no matter what women's age, looks, whatever, there will always be men out there that will want them. So at 55, I'm not saying that she can't find a man. No, I'm saying that she's a big red flag. I said that it is easy for women to date. So if it's so easy, why at 55 you're still on the dating market? One, because you attract or you are attracted to terrible men. Two, you are hard to deal with. Okay, and like I've said, hard to deal with can mean pretty much anything that's just, let's say you have an attitude, high standards, whatever, right? Things like that, right? That makes you hard to keep a man, keep a good man. I don't know, get a man to commit to you, things like that. So it is a big red flag. So really, I'll probably will say this, and I'll say it right now. But I think a lot of women, there's a certain point where you know what, you should realize that maybe dating is not good for you anymore. Maybe dating is not right for you because at 55, you still, when dating is so easy, and you still cannot find a man to commit to you or a man that you want to commit to, that says something.
Trucks. Have you ever been married?
No.
No. Are all your kids by the same man?
No.
How
Two
many?
donors. Two donors, never married.
Two donors?
Two dads. I'm the only parent that stuck around. I'm the only one that took responsibility of it. I don't want to give credit to somebody that didn't stick around.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Sherry. So we got.
This is not really great. I mean, cool. She's a mother that stuck around, but this is the thing with women gotta understand. It still does not look good on you. That's the man you chose. That's the man you chose to, one, give your body to, two, get pregnant from, three, keep a child from. Keep a child, keep his child. It doesn't look good on you.
Yes.
Sherry, Memphis, Tennessee, 55, Sagittarius, mom of 3 adult children by 2 donors, never married, is a truck driver. What kind of man you looking for, Sherry?
My situation is kind of different for me as far as I'm concerned. I have not been intimate with anybody. I'm at the 20-year mark.
Woo.
So 20-year mark, documented, medically documented. So I never married, and I focused more on raising my kids and getting myself together. So now I'm ready. So as far as what kind of man, just somebody that's mature. I've
said this to another video, in a recent video, that to another woman of Kendra G, right? That I'm glad, right, that she focused on raising productive adults, which I hope they are productive adults, right? I'm glad that's what she focused on. Sadly, because you focus on that, and yes, it's finished, well, there are consequences to it. You think you're going to get a quality man now that you are probably over 20 years out of the game? You didn't like, look at this, right? You failed at securing, committing, being with a man, right? Before the 20-year mark, right? You failed at it, and then you stopped, right? This is not like you didn't get better at that skill or whatever, right? You didn't get better at the skill. You were already bad at it, and then you stopped. So now after 20 years, you think that you're how you can be a good partner to a man has gotten better? It hasn't, right? It's pretty much died, withered away, and really, you are set in stone. Your personality, your mindset, who you are is set in stone. So, sadly, now I really honestly believe women make it hard on themselves. You're not going to get a man. You will definitely not get a man you want, in my opinion. Okay. And this is the thing. Well, she should just keep focusing on her career, whatever, make her money, retire, travel, be happy without a man, because really you've set that precedent already.
Considering marriage, but then I've never even been in a relationship, never had a boyfriend. So it's kind of difficult for me to kind of say, you know. I tell you what I do want. I want a man. I want a heterosexual man. It's beyond more than a beard. It's beyond more than muscles. A man. I'm not heterosexual. No games. No switching up. No trying to figure it out. A man. Period.
Okay. Couple questions. So, did you make a conscious decision 20 years ago? I guess you were 35 at the time to be celibate.
Mm-hmm.
And was the goal marriage or what reason?
I'll tell you exactly what happened. For one, I don't have a high body count. The amount of time I was with my kids' dad is each. I've only been with one twice and one once. So I had my first grandbaby coming. I had my first grandbaby coming at that time, and even though I never had a boyfriend.
35.
So, okay, I hope she clears it up. But that lady, she's gonna tell a story. I'm thinking about, like, did she say that she's only had sex 3 times in total? She and like, look at this, right? She's never been in a relationship too. Again, what type of man do you think you will get now? Yes, she said she's never been in a relationship. It's like, you've never been in relationships. The times you've been with a man, you've only had sex. You only created kids right away, which most likely you barely knew these men. And now, over 2 decades, you never interacted with a man. Just stay single.
Yes. So what I'm about to say is that was enough for me to just decide I didn't want that. I didn't want to be putting myself out there. Yes, I had one at 35.
Okay. So how old was your child that had you made your grandmother at 35?
How old was my child?
I'm just trying to get the timeline together.
Wait, the timeline of my child or timeline of me?
Oh, okay, I see. You have a 35-year-old child. So you had a baby at 20.
No, you got it wrong. But I don't want to focus on that because that's them. You asked me what prompted me to wait the 20 years. It just happened to end up 20 years. I'm at my 20-year mark. When I found out I was having a grandbaby, that's when I put off everybody. I focused on my kids, the grandbaby, and I just haven't been with anybody else since then. Okay. And I didn't miss anything. Trust me.
Okay, so just for clarity, so you consciously decided not to date for the last 20 years?
You didn't miss anything? You missed possibly 20 years with a man. 20 years with a partner. You're 55. It's like, how many years do you think you're going to spend with a man now? And let's not be foolish, right? Because women seem to not be able to do math. How many years is going to take you to get to a man, right? Get a relationship from a man. Most likely, it's not going to happen tomorrow. So this is the woman that you're not going to... This is the thing, right? You can see her attitude, her bitterness. Why would a man want to be with this? Okay, now look at this, right? And honestly, I don't even think she's what man will get with her just for sex? Because she's already done 20 years without it. Most likely, she won't be an easy lay. So really, even the men that just want sex from her, well, those guys are out. Now, here's the thing where this woman is a definite red flag. So men that want relationships, older men that want relationships, well, that's out. Because listen to that, she's 55. The chance that she's dating men that her exact age, I think she's too difficult for men to, at her age, to settle for. So, hypothetically, maybe she get a man at 60, 70. So, how many years does that man have left to be with her? It's like, and again, that bitterness, you can see it, you can feel it, and you hear it.
I consciously, of course, consciously, no dates.
Okay, so what prompts you to say that you're ready now?
For one, after I've done the math, I didn't realize it had been at 20-year mark. So I don't know if you're hearing the echo, so if I'm seem to be repeating something, it's not deliberate. So what prompted me now was 20 years is a long time, but I made it. I survived it. You know, I don't have any diseases, no drama. And one of the main things is I have a grandchild. I told them, you know, the situation about me choosing to not have sex, no relationship, even though I've never been in a relationship. And for that child to be a teenager now, to tell me that they're motivated to wait until they're married. So, you know, 20 years. And that child is almost 20 years old now. So a grandchild.
Okay. So now you're ready.
That's not the same as her. I mean, great that the child wants to wait until that, I forgot, did you say girl or boy? Until that child is married, but not the same. She didn't wait until she was married. She had 3 kids out of wedlock with 2 men that she wasn't even in a relationship with. Being celibate for 20 years, it's not the same thing as waiting until you're married. So really, it's not really a good example. And I still don't understand what made her what made her get back into the dating market.
What are your deal breakers?
I'm ready.
Here? What are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers are, I'm sort of leaning more towards marriage or a long-term relationship. So the deal breakers are no premarital counseling, a deal breaker has to be no premarital counseling, no background check. I don't want to date somebody or be with somebody that I can't verify who they are. No intense health exam, no health department visit. I'm going to want to have everything checked out because I don't want nobody's diseases. I'm not going to go 20 years plus with nobody, you know, without being intimate. So I'm not a fan of being touched per se. So I want to make sure I'm safe. I want to make sure that the person I'll be with is safe. So it just has to be a healthier situation for me.
Okay. Sherry, I do want you to respond to this because if I make you a highlight, this definitely will be stated. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to it. I think
Before that, it's like, this is the thing. Great. I've said this before. People should have standards. But you got to think. Do you qualify for your standards? Yes. It's nice, but you don't qualify for marriage. It's like you gave 2 men your body, kids, without getting a relationship from them. Now at 55, when you have practically nothing to offer, you pretty much have nothing to offer. An old box is really nothing special, okay? And now you require marriage. You require him to get a screener, right? You require premarital counseling. Seriously? The entitlements. This is the thing, right? Why I say, should you even listen to women? Because in all honesty, age, life experience does not make women more wise. Where's the wisdom in that? It's just, it makes them more delusional. Higher standards, delusion, and it's just practically illogical.
Listen, it was your decision to take yourself off the dating market for 20 years.
I'm proud of it.
Okay, that's proud. No one's saying you shouldn't be. But one would say, now you're 55 and now you're ready to date, and you're on record saying you've never actually even been in a relationship. You know, I don't play God, and I believe I'll never try to play God, but they're gonna say it's too late. They're gonna say things like, you waited too long for you to be serious about a relationship, when this is something that you should have been focusing on whatever the last 20 years. So I want you at least to respond to that, because that's definitely going to be stated.
Sure. I have a question for you. With me being new to this, I keep getting echo. Is it better if I take what is it called? The Bluetooth off? You think that'll work?
If you desire, I don't have an echo, so maybe it's an echo for you, but it's not an echo.
I'm going to try, okay?
Okay.
Because it's repeating everything.
Okay.
You see the cases where there's abuse on both sides, male or female. So this has been a way of keeping myself safe, keeping my kids safe, and keeping my grandchildren safe. So once again, I have not missed out on anything. I'm healthy. All of my anatomy, as far as being a real woman, is functional. It's not infected. Hey, I'm good. It's been well worth it. It's been well worth it. So if somebody's thinking it's too late for me, that's their opinion. I'm not used up. I'm not out here putting myself out there in the streets. I don't hang out at the clubs. I don't have folks, in and out of my body. I'm good.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Okay. I guess fine. You're not used up. You don't have like 100 bodies on you. Great. But really, you're unused. This is the thing, right? You're unused at a. It's like this is the thing, right? It's a where women is like they take things to kind of an extreme. Great, you don't have a high body count, but it's like it's like you have a Ferrari. It's a beautiful Ferrari, practically no miles on it, right? No miles on that Ferrari. Yet you kept it in your garage for 20, 30 years, whole bunch of years. Never even drove it. Right? You think that car will still be good? You think that car really be in good condition after so many years of non-use? I mean, it's like, yes, it's still, maybe the paint is not bad, right? Maybe, right? Maybe the interior is just dusty, but again, it's like even with no use, great. You don't have high mileage on it, but it doesn't mean that it's still in great condition, right? And then you gotta think now, what type of owner, right? What type of man you'll be getting? I constantly see that women don't understand consequences. There's always consequences to your actions, good or bad. Okay, so you gotta think. Like I said, here's a woman, she's 55, never been in a relationship. You don't have relationship skills. You do not know how to be a partner, let alone a wife. You don't know how to be a wife, okay? Because you don't even know how to be a partner. You don't. I can hear the bitterness. I can hear the attitude. I can hear the difficultness, okay? The expectation, the entitlement. That does not make you a good partner. And sorry, this woman, sadly, she's wasted her life. And this is the thing, I've said this to women, where, especially for women, time matters, right? You don't have an infinite amount of it. You don't. And this is what I mean, in the dating market. You don't have an infinite time of it in the dating market. In life, you have however old you are, okay? But again, there is a shelf life in the dating market. And that's especially for women. And that's especially for the men that you want, right? If you want the bottom of the barrel men that just want situationships, men that just, really just bottom of the barrel men, right? Then yes, maybe you can wait until whenever. But this is the thing. You don't understand. As time goes on, you are losing the chance for a quality man. That's why this woman she has failed herself in the dating market. It's great that she's focused on her kids, her grandkids. Great. Hope that she raised productive adults. Sadly, that is her life now. That's it. That's her accomplishment. She should just focus on living the rest of her golden years.
If that's their opinion, if they'd rather somebody that has more activity going on sexually, that's their choice. But I'm somebody who has not.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for responding. Now we'll continue. So you gave.
It's not activity sexually. It's about, you know what? Again, you have no experience how to cooperate with a man. This is a 55-year-old woman is expecting of marriage. This is why I say women's logic is illogical. Because again, she jumps to sex. It's not about, this is the thing where yes, if all men care about is sex, right? Then a lot of things be different. But in my opinion, most men, they actually care about relationships. They actually care about relationships because again, sex, you can just whatever, you pay for it, have it, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It's actually relationships, finding quality women to be with for life or for a long period of time. And this is a woman that have zero experience in being with a man for a long period of time. So it's not about, oh, how good are you in the bed? Men are not asking for that.
Your deal breakers, correct?
Sure.
What does the guy have to look a certain way?
I gave you just a few of them, but that's a start. I'm only 4'11", so
are you 4'11"? Okay.
I'm just barely 4'11", just barely.
Okay. So does the guy have to look a certain way?
I'd rather he be definitely, not 4'11" or below.
Okay. Just taller than 4'11". I think that's.
I prefer somebody with both legs. I mean, with a complete body, and I'm just barely 4'11". I'm between 14 and 4'11". So I want to make sure all the anatomy is there because even though I don't even say I've been on the dating market because I honestly have never been in a relationship. I do have my children. There are no regrets. I'm new at this. I'm ready. I'm actually excited. So I just want to make sure all of his anatomy works. No drugs. Not a heavy drinker.
You're new to dating at 55. I'm not the biggest advocate of men dating young, but it's like, please, women, understand why men date young. This woman that's it. Who she is etched in stone, right? That is who she is. I'm sorry, your knowledge, your experience, you're not going to gain much, right? You're not going to change. You're not going to improve. You're really not, right? It's really hard for her to improve or change at 55. So really, being new at dating at 55 is such a big red flag.
Just the standard stuff.
Okay.
I don't have like a preference for looks,
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Sherry, should he make a certain amount of money?
I haven't given that much thought, so I'll just say, what did I write down? Because I didn't like the idea of trying to come up with a number. I put down 0.001 cent. Just have a cent. Have a penny. Have a penny. I'm good with that. Have a penny. Have a penny. Even less than a penny. Just have a penny.
So he could be homeless and not have a house.
I didn't say all that.
You just said
As
have
far
a
as an
penny,
amount,
have a
that's just
penny.
the amount I'm giving you. I have a penny. I can go get a penny off the table right now.
Right, but
I
when
can go
you're
get a penny
saying
off
the
my table right
minimum,
now.
okay, yes, but the reason why this question matters is if you say the bar is 1 cent, that could be a homeless man because a homeless man can have 1 cent. So is that the minimum? Like, there's no requirement. He could have literally no
There's no
job.
requirement.
Okay,
No,
okay, fair
I didn't
enough.
say, I did not say to be unemployed. I did
Well,
not say to
well,
be homeless. I can go off the table right now and get a penny. I can go get a penny.
Yeah, a homeless man can just find a penny on the street. That don't mean nothing. It's like, I'm sorry. I feel bad for men that's in their late 50s. This is the thing, right? That if I'm not even dating her, I'm not even in her wheelhouse of potential dates, and I'm already infuriated, right? By her attitude. By her, like, seriously, it's a simple question, right? What does a man have to have, the minimum, to be with you? She said just have a penny. A homeless man can find a penny on the streets. Is that enough? That, it's like the stupidity. I'm sorry. It's like women are their own enemy. It's like, seriously. Where's the wisdom? Where's the effing logic? This woman at 55 is dumb as dirt. Dumb as dirt.
right,
I have a
but you
penny.
said, okay, I understand that, Sherry, but you said the minimum is to have a penny. So when you say the minimum is to have a penny, I'm thinking of the minimum, right? So like,
Right.
I'll give you a larger example. And when a woman tells me they want a man that makes 100K, I'll say, okay, if a man made 80K, should he not DM you, right? So you can understand where this goes with this. So it's fine if your minimum is 1 cent, but 1 cent to me equals you could virtually have nothing because we can all have 1 cent and have nothing besides 1 cent. So my question is that fine with you?
I,
If it's not fine with you, then you should just say that so you can get what you desire. So these
I don't know
questions are
everybody's situation. I don't know where anybody lives. I don't know their cost of living. I am okay with 0.0.
Just, God, just say, I want a man that has a job. That's it. A man that has a job. A man that takes care of himself. You being something, God, such the attitude, trying to be smart is just so infuriating. Like, quit it with a penny shit. Just say, I want a man with a job. I want a man that takes care of himself. Plain and simple. It's not that hard. It's like, this is what I'm saying, right? Her attitude, her personality, how she thinks, it's etched in stone. She can't even change that, right? She doesn't see the logic in it. Imagine a man, right? Imagine Kendra right here is the man talking to this woman. She is so difficult already, okay? She can't even change her mind. It's like
0.01.
there you have it. Fair enough. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Sure.
We got to see
All
your
right.
full body.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to.
Oh, we got a booty.
I don't know if you.
Okay. We see you. Okay.
Yep,
We
ma'am.
got you, Sherry girl. Okay. Whoop. We got you, mama. Okay. Sherry.
And I only want.
Go ahead.
I only want that for one person, So just
You only
just
what?
just for. And like I said, I'm new to this, so I'm already nervous. So I just don't want to stress myself out, trying to with the little fine details because I know that they'll come. It'll happen. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. Now you already told me because the next question is when was your last relationship?
that attitude. It's like, you don't have time to waste. This is the thing, right? You're 55. You would think at 55 you would be laser focused, right? Things would be the detail, right? Where you're not wasting time. You're 55. You're not 25. Right? Being so vague, being like, oh, I don't, they will come. It's like, they're not going to come tomorrow. They're not going to possibly come this week, next week. It's like, stop wasting time. It's like, it's really, women are ridiculous.
And you have never been in one?
I've honestly never been in a relationship. Oh, I have never been in a relationship.
So with your children's dads, they weren't relationships either?
Not enough, no.
Okay.
It was just, something that happened growing up in the environment that I grew up in. I was way young, and it just was not the most positive environment. So I just decided that, okay, I have my children. I'm not going to beg anybody to take care of their children. I'm not going to beg somebody to be a stepdaddy. So I actually raised my kids on my own. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I did it without stripping. I did it without drugs. I did it without being locked up. I did it without committing a crime. I made it happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I made it happen.
Okay. And we already know that your last time of intimacy was 20 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Great. You're a great human being. And maybe you're a good mom, right? Maybe you're a great mom. Awesome. The world is unfair, right? The world is not what you want, how you wanted to shape it. That don't mean that you'll be a great partner. I'm sorry. Right? Because now at 55, what about you being a great mom is anything special at 55? You ain't gonna have more kids. So great that you are a great mom. Sadly, it's not gonna add anything for you.
What you have to work on?
Okay. Oh, and just real quick, I want to add real quick. One of the things I wanted to add on my list that's a deal breaker, not having a polygraph. So I'm actually okay with having a polygraph test to prove that or anything else, because I do believe in a polygraph test. So I did want to add that.
Wait, hold on. So you want the man that you're going to date to take a lie detector test?
That's a possibility, but I mean, as far as me not being with somebody for 20 years, there's certain things I would be okay with answering on a polygraph test.
So I want to I understand that you would be.
He's not gonna care. You can tell. I mean, like, her inexperience, her attitude, you can tell.
Okay with that, but you just said a deal breaker for you is a polygraph test. So let me ask you this question again. So
Sure.
Is the requirement that a man that you're going to date has to take a polygraph test, which is a lie detector test?
About some things, more than likely, yes.
Sherry, I don't believe, listen, I can never say anything absolute.
It's going to go both ways.
I understand. Let me just jump in with this. I'm
Sure.
not God, so I'll never pretend to be God, and I'm a believer. So I believe God can make anything happen. But Sherry, I think this is going to be a miracle if you find a man to sign up for all this.
You know what? 55 years of living, I've seen what guys have picked. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about, other choices that a guy can have. If it's not a situation for me, it's not a situation for me. As long as I'm healthy, happy, safe, and wholesome. That's my concern. So I want to put myself in a situation that's going to be healthy for me. I'm not trying to compete with anybody else. I'm not trying to meet, the status quo of society.
Fair enough. I do understand the concern. I understand what you're saying logically, but I think this is why dating at times, I'm not even saying dating with sex, you got to know how to cohabitate with another person. So it's almost like, because you haven't dated in 20 years, you're looking at this as a business transaction than just a natural getting to know a person's transaction. Now, again, I'm not saying you just sleep with any good body. I'm in agreement that you just don't open your legs up for anybody, right? And I'm even in agreement if you like, let's make sure we're healthy. Let's take a STD test and all of that. But I think requiring a lie detector test, that might, you gotta, I don't know how many men gonna sign up for that.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody has what they want in a date, in a marriage, or whatever. I've been very observant all these years. I've been paying attention. So if somebody is more worried about that than being with a woman that's not argumentative, a woman that doesn't have a high body count,
She's uh, she seems like she has an attitude. Yes, great. Not a high body count. It's like no one's applying a high body count to a 55-year-old. I'm sorry. Who's talking about a high body count when you dating a 55-year-old? It's like this is the thing where the body count matters if you're 20, right? The body count matters if you're 25. The body count is out the window when you're 55. It's like, I'm just glad you have a body, right? I'm just glad you're willing to use your body. It's like,
a woman that, is honest and not being locked up, a woman that's not chosen to do trashy things to raise up the kids, that's their choice. I'm not going to be upset once I won't miss anything.
Okay. So I guess this is another question. So if you don't
Sure.
find a man to sign up for what you request, you're fine. Like you're fine going the rest of your days the way you've been going for the last 20 years.
I'm not concerned about either one. I mean, if I'm healthier and happier, continuing to be just me, I mean, I've gotten this far. I don't see what the problem is. I know that the norm is to be sleeping around. The norm is to be in and out of relationships. The norm is to be with somebody for an extended amount of time that you're not even married to. That's not what I want.
I want to say that's the norm. I don't agree with that being the norm. I mean, yes, there's a lot of dating options, right? And there are healthy dynamics and dating options that don't just, it's not just a no sex for 20 years or being a hoe. Those aren't the only two options, Cherry.
Sorry,
You know
this
what
thing
I'm
is
saying?
tight.
Like, it's almost like,
I'm listening. It's tight.
huh?
I didn't say that, but I don't understand why I'm being interrogated about my choices.
Well, you're not
I don't
necessarily
understand
being,
what.
well, hold on. I apologize if you feel like you're being interrogated. I'm not trying to interrogate you. I am trying to get clarity. And I also know my audience, and I know you said you don't know this show, but I know this show. And I know if I make you a highlight, and some of the things are already being said within the comments. But see, dating is almost like a sport. Imagine you haven't ridden a bike for 2 years, not even, I mean, 20 years. I'm not talking about the sex aspect. I'm just talking about cohabitating with another person because there's a lot of compromise. There's a lot of different things.
I understand all that.
how?
I understand all of that.
Right. So I think listen, your decisions have been your decisions, but I do think the questions I'm asking are valid with you ready to enter the dating market again for being off of it for 20 years.
Well, part of the reason, one of the little snippets of why I was off the dating market is I'm aware. I see what goes on around me. I've been very observant of relationships in my own family, in my community, in the news, in the media, with celebrities. I see what goes on, and it is not all good. And I don't want all that.
Can I
So
ask you one thing?
what?
I don't want to cut you off, but do you have every time I think of you give relationships, it's the bad ones. Have you have any good, healthy relationships that you can focus on? Because yes, there are drama in relationships, and you are right. There are people who have had bad experiences, but there's also beautiful dynamics in relationships. And I wonder if you pay any of those attention.
Of course I have, but we know the numbers. The numbers are not
See,
that
look,
most
you said, of
relationships
course,
are healthier.
that's not true.
I'm doing everything I can to protect me. If a person is not interested, he's not interested.
That's fine. But I just want to say this. It's not true that there's more bad than good. It's all about what you give attention to, right? So I know equally both, and I actually know more healthy relationships than bad relationships.
I've seen good relationships. I've seen good relationships where it turns out to be behind closed doors. It was something totally different. I'm doing what I need to do to keep Sherry safe. If a person
Argumentative, bitterness. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, here's the thing, right? If you see things as bad, right? You only see bad relationships. Great, okay, understandable. Why go back in the dating market then? This is the same thing when like men hear this plenty, right? Women say women are happier single. Okay, awesome. If you are happier single, why change it, right? I'd never. Please explain it to me, right? If anyone can explain it to me, if you are happier single, why change that happiness, right? Because if you view being in a relationship will probably bring you unhappiness, why do you want to change the happiness you are experiencing? I never can understand it. So, for this woman, if she sees, okay, if being by herself 20 years is like she's happy, healthy, whatever, and then all around her she sees terrible relationships, why is she trying to change it? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
Doesn't want to take a test, or just like alimony. I don't really believe in long-term alimony. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. That's up to me and that person to figure out what the next steps we are willing to take together. So a polygraph test, there's some things I'm willing to take it for as far as me answering questions. I take them for a job all the time. It's part of the situation. So you're saying it's a contract, a marriage certificate is a contract. It's a contract.
Oh, that's right, because your goal is still marriage.
I'm considering in that direction.
Okay.
But I'm not just going to throw myself in head first. I'm sorry?
I said, what were your 3 flaws, honey?
My 3 flaws, one of them, I definitely would say considering not taking the process and taking the steps to enter the area of possibly being in a long-term relationship that could end up in marriage. So just considering, because I kept thinking of reasons why not to do it. And they're very valid reasons. If everybody wants to throw themselves out there, that's their business. I'm protecting me, my heart, and my safety. Everybody isn't safe. Everybody isn't honest. Everybody is not going to tell me that they're heterosexual and trying to be there, not something else. There's a lot of BS out there.
The bitterness.
So I want to figure out every way I can to filter. So that's a flaw, considering not going through the process, considering not following through with some of my goals that I put on the back burner because I was taking care of other people. I need to start pursuing some of my goals. I need to do that. A deal breaker, I definitely would say getting into better shape. This got to be the last time I'll be this size. So I'm looking for my partner to be somebody I can take this journey with to get back into the muscular body that I normally have. There's a lot of muscle under there. So that third thing would definitely be getting into better shape. Okay. Now, in spite of the outside, I'm healthy. Just had all my physicals, all my blood work. I'm healthier than some people half my size.
119 to 50, so 55 to 119.
I've really been thinking about would I date somebody younger than me? Yeah.
Okay. Could he have kids already?
I'm sorry?
Could the man have kids previously?
I prefer that his children are the age of mine because I'm not looking to be a glorified stepmom. I'm not looking to do that. So I prefer the children be my kids' age or older and or beyond the child support age.
Okay. Should he be in Memphis, Tennessee?
Not necessarily. It could be in a whole nother country.
Okay. He could be in Africa?
He could be anywhere on this planet.
So if he's in a different country, are you going to relocate to his country or will he come to America?
There's a possibility.
Well, look, now I'm going to hit the jackpot because I got a lot of men in Africa who's trying to marry a woman in America. You could be married by the end of this weekend.
I doubt it.
No, I don't. That could happen. Now, I don't know if he's going to do all the things you requested, but there's a man who will tell you right now that he love you down to the ground in Ghana or Nigeria and will marry you before this show is over. So you open to...
And there's a woman that's not gullible enough to fall for that and be married by the end of the week. That's me. Okay. There's no way I do something that fast without doing myself due diligence. Due diligence. It's up to me to protect me. It's up to me to make sure I'm going into a healthy relationship. It's up to me to do my homework. It's up to me.
Okay, fair enough. All right, last question, Sherry. Why?
Here's the thing. There's no example of that. There's no example that she's good at due diligence. She's failed twice, right? Her baby dad. And then stopped 20 years. Where's the example of that?
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I don't know if luck is the word, but we'll use the word luck. Um, I'm not confrontational. You'll never get an argument out of me. Never. Um,
It's like this. It's like this woman is really idiotic. You've never been in a relationship with a man, right? So you never cohabitated with a man. You never dealt with a man. Like, this is the thing where, okay, you never argue with your friend. You never argue with your siblings, your family. You never argue with your kids. Okay, not the same thing with a man you like with a grown man you're dealing with. It's not the same thing. Already, like, just talking to Kendra, she's argumentative. Imagine a man that's has his own brain, his own way of thinking. It's like this woman doesn't know what she's dealing with.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I'm not out at the clubs and in the street.
Great.
I'm loyal. I actually would prefer somebody that's into agriculture.
How do you know you're loyal? You've never been in a relationship.
Maybe farming or ranching, something like that, or at least have the ability to provide that. So I'm a woman that loves to be outdoors. I'd rather be fishing or hunting or something like that. I'd rather be raising chickens or doing my plants like I do, as opposed to being out in the streets or hanging out in a club or being new. There's a lot of things I could be doing. So I think because I'm pretty down to earth, I'm very I'm just real down to earth.
Okay. Sherry, are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
God, I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, women are. I feel. I feel sad. I feel sad for women like this. That's an interesting. I'm reading a quote, right? If you never get off the couch, you're guaranteed to not get into trouble, but you're also miss out on everything in life. Sometimes I like to read the Kendra G comments. They're interesting.
I'm not passionate about working out, and I love.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys seen this woman before. I've seen her on and off, right? I've never really watched her a lot because I do not care for women creators, right? Women content creators, especially women content creators that try to gear towards men, right? I think I don't know her well, okay, but women that like kind of being a dating coach or a psychologist or any of those stuff, right? You're trying to talk to men. I think a lot of women are full of BS because really you don't know because you never really put the time into actually knowing men. So that's why I don't really watch this woman a whole lot. But let's check this video out because the title: "Why are men cowards?" All right, let's check it out.
There.
Yeah.
I just like
But here's the thing,
walking
I'm not
around.
passionate about working out, and I love food. I really do. I don't enjoy the gym. It doesn't do it. You know, the people that love it and stuff like that. I've been doing it for years and years. I've never developed that love for it. But the reality is I have to do it because otherwise I suffer psychologically. I suffer. I know I'll suffer. Like in Ramadan, I can't really work out. I can cut my food, but I can't really work out. I see the change in my body. I see how I don't like myself as a result. I psychologically suffer. So I go regardless, even if you don't have that. Because so many people say, oh, I hate the gym. I hate the gym. I don't have time for the gym. If you don't have time for the gym, you should definitely not have time to eat so much. Eat less. You know, compensate, do something. 100%. But food comes, body comes first. It's mind, body, and soul. We're holistic humans. We can't work on one without the other. It won't work.
It's multifactorial.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the kind of rise in people saying, "Oh, you should have like multiple girlfriends" and stuff like this, right? So,
what do you think I'm going to say to this?
I want to. So there's two sides. There's obviously like the practical side of things in terms of like, you know, should you do that or not? But I also want to discuss from like the woman's perspective the psychological impacts of a guy who who has multiple girlfriends. But I want to give the caveat that the guy takes care of financially, but he's also there like emotionally for like the children, and he's also like plays a big part in it. So that's obviously like a lot to do. But yeah.
Here's the thing, women that accept cheating men are cheating women. It's really that simple. And women who don't accept cheating men are the loyal ones. So if you're going to cheat on your wife and you're going to cheat on your partner and you think, but I'm looking after her, so it's okay, and the red pill community really pushes that, here's what they're not realizing. Only unfaithful women are okay with that deal. I promise you.
That's why I don't listen to women. Red pill community are pushing that. Pushing cheating and not. They're not pushing cheating. This is the thing. Don't equate what some men say to a whole community. Right? Again, red pill, in my opinion, has always been about just waking men up. Knowledge. It's about knowledge, right? It's about understanding women behavior, right? Not being foolish to it. And also improving oneself. As a man, improving yourself. Which part of it is that mental improvement. This is the thing where it is not about promoting cheating, but it is about promoting being the best version of yourself and understanding you have options, right? Here's the thing, where a lot of red pill community comes into it, they're not saying, oh, have a girlfriend and cheat. No. But they do, in my opinion, what is the key factor is that improve yourself. Be the best version of yourself. And hypothetically, if the best version of yourself becomes athletically good looking, looks maxing, charm maxing, right? I mean, I'm hearing those words, so I try to use it a bit. But also financially maxing. So becoming the top % of man. And then understanding you have the option. You are the picker. You are the one who picks who you want to deal with, right? You are the boss. You are the leader of your own life. That's the thing. That is the point. And how you do it, right? Whether you marry and then have a bunch of side chicks, or, you know what, don't get married, right? Date around, whatever. Well, that is your prerogative, right? It's not about promoting, it's not promoting the end part where you date and with multiple women. No. It's more about, understanding, you know what? If you want options, you have to be the best version possible. That's why, like, this is the thing with a lot of women, right? You're not putting any actual understanding into it. You get triggered by certain men talking crap, talking crazy, talking his own personal views, and then you equate it to, that's how men think. That's how a community thinks.
I work with them every single day. What happens is the woman that's actually loyal and really loves you, she can't handle the anxiety of it. She can't do it because she's too loyal, she's too loving, she's this, that, and the other.
And I gotta say, I'm definitely not promoting cheating. That's not my thing, right? I'm definitely a person who, it's a headache already being with one woman. So to be with multiple women, that's just more of a headache. more chaos, I'm not into. So I am definitely on the side where, yeah, find that one woman you want to spend the rest of your life with, possibly, right? I'm not saying marriage or anything, but that one woman you want to commit to.
She disappears, she makes your life hell, she's horrible, whatever it is, but she tends to be loyal. But the woman who is there for a paycheck and who is there sneaky, accepting it, this, that, and the other, I promise you she's plotting her revenge, because in this day and age, the loyal woman, and where she would just stay at home and just close the door when you would do something, they don't exist anymore. We have to accept that doesn't exist anymore. So if that woman doesn't exist anymore, yeah, and yet you want to do that lifestyle, accept that only the women that are able to take a financial rather than an emotional investment are going to stay. You're filtering it out. Those women tend to be disloyal. So if you are going to create that dynamic, be prepared that you're also getting it back, but she's not telling you, and she's doing it using your wallet.
And that's when it gets even more of like
I've never
issue.
seen it not work that way. Never. Maybe because I deal in big cities and stuff. Maybe it's different in, like, you know, rural areas and this, that, and the other way. The women doesn't have it. But the reality is, it takes a certain type of woman that accepts that. And that type of woman is the one that's like, okay, I'm going to keep quiet, but honey,
That's so dangerous. You know what I mean? Like the whole.
Here's what it is.
You know?
The children suffer.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's going to be back to the core, and that generation continue on.
In my experience of seeing couples where both are doing that, the only people that suffer are the children, because mum is disconnected, dad is disconnected, and they're not connected to each other. When they're connected to each other, the shared goal is the children. But one is going there, the other one's going there. The children don't know what time mum is coming home. They don't know what time dad's coming home.
Do you think women are under more pressure these days with picking between a family or a career?
They are, but I feel like they're almost pressured to do the career thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I don't feel like they are under pressure. I think they're just misdirected. And here's the thing, what I really think it's down to is, when you're an educated woman, what happens is your potential gets bigger than just a housewife. I'm not saying just a housewife in a disrespectful way. You know, I think it's the most amazing thing you can do. My mom is a housewife, but my mom didn't go to uni and stuff like that. When a woman has done so much and she's worked or something like that, what's happened is she knows how to optimize her brain's utility. Like, she knows what it's capable of. When she goes from that to just looking after the kids all day, what happens is she starts to resent that role a bit more. And so it's really difficult for women, because they love that child, they want to be there for that child, this, that, and the other, but they do need an intellectual outlet. Whereas before, because she didn't expand her brain as much, it's fine just, having one-way conversations with your 3-year-old. Now it's become very difficult for women, so it's very hard for them. Imagine being so intellectually stimulated all day to go to that.
Here's my personal advice, right? Where sometimes I think men should think about, and I've thought about it too, right? Let's say you have a situation where your woman or your potential wife or mother to your children, right? She wants to stay at home, or you want her to stay at home, whatever. I do agree, women get bored. Women will it's like, I think it's a fallacy that women say, oh, taking care of children is a full-time job. It really ain't. It really ain't. It's really not, okay? But here's the thing. There will be time where she's not taking that time, right? She's not doing nothing. I've always said there's side hustles, right? Social media, right? Nowadays, you can do social media. You can do, I don't know, community work. There's other things women can do. Well, that's what men need to think about. Promote it, right? Have hobbies. Develop hobbies. Get hobbies. Yeah, so this is the thing with women. To be honest, if she's lazy and she's ill-focused, well, then that's on her. But to be honest, I would always say, if I had a girlfriend and she has my kids or whatever, if I had a wife, whatever, I would say, yeah, do social media stuff, right? Build a social media brand. Create one. It's a great way to have a side hustle. And then it, builds your little empire, or, an outlet for your time. In my opinion, that could be something. Or hell, no, in my opinion, I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But there's not a lot of men saying, oh, I don't want you to go to work. I don't want you to not make money. if you really want to go and work, go ahead. In my opinion, do it in a way where you have time for your kids, right? Because I think it is a good thing where you have a parent putting a good deal of time into the kids' development. So, it's just about figuring something out, right? Figuring out an outlet for unused time.
Just this kind of selfless being for a while who is not even responsive to you yet, and you're a slave to that child. It's not easy. And even little things like she's used to dressing up, putting her heels on, going to work, and now she just can't remember the last time she got her hair done. It's very difficult for women. So I understand where the misdirection is coming from, but it's very difficult to go from expansive brain to then just doing that and feeling fulfilled. So they end up becoming negative and taking it out on their partner. They end up abusing their husbands. They're almost resentful and jealous that their husband can just pick up and go to work and then come back when he wants and then go to football, whereas she can't do any of that because she's so connected and so the child is so reliant on her. So it's very difficult. I really, really don't have the answer for this one.
I feel like if I had a child that I wouldn't want to do all the fucking go and play golf and go into the football, everything, because the other person will grow resentful.
Yeah.
It's almost like you feel now under pressure that you shouldn't, like you should be so I'd want to be there because it's the right thing to do. Like, it's not the right thing to do.
But
to
you
go
actually
off
want
and
to help them. Yeah,
exactly,
you want to help them. And when you've got partners that genuinely, your happiness is my happiness, your burdens are my burdens, they get through it really well. But when you've got partners that are in competition with each other and saying, you and...
Where's the one that men are cowards? I'm a little bit disappointed in this video, so I don't know. I thought it was gonna be something else. So I don't know what they're talking about. Why are men cowards? So I thought this was weird. I don't know. What do you guys think about it so far? Stupid. What a waste. This is a thing where I'm not pre-screening certain. I don't always pre-screen certain videos because I want to react to it naturally. But then this is what I get. It's like, where's the coward part? Now I'm not even sure about uploading this video, right? It's like, what a shitty ass video. I'm annoyed. That was annoying. That was annoying. I'm really annoyed by that one. What a waste. What an absolute waste. Okay. So I've seen this clip before. I've seen this before on like TikTok and stuff, so I figured I want to react to it with you guys.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Celeste.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tap the button. Dang it. Celeste,
Not
nice
that
to meet you. All right, so what's your deal?
I mean, like life-wise, currently I work as a substitute teacher.
That's crazy.
I do cosplay.
This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm a teacher at Franklin, and
Really?
I love going to Comic-Con and dressing
Really?
up.
Oh my god.
Do you have good hygiene?
I put beard conditioner on today.
That counts, that counts.
Is hygiene important?
Yes. I have a very sensitive sense of smell. But
Let's put this to the test. Give him a good whiff. Get over to him.
Craziest
Go over
thing
to
I've
him.
ever heard.
do I have to? Where do you want me to smell you?
I don't know.
Yeah. He smells nice.
I think you two are really cute together.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Are you down for $1 margaritas? Are you unsure? Go for
Yeah. I'm sorry.
it. Back to the dating apps, everybody.
Ask her why.
Why? 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 Why?
No, I get it. No, like I thought that was a good
Yeah.
talk. But
I'd be interested in talking more.
I had a good time though.
It was really good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Celeste.
That's the thing. That's the insanity, right? Women, and this is why I said I don't have sympathy for women, right? I don't have sympathy for women because again, women are terrible, right, at picking men. They're terrible at it. Absolutely garbage at picking a potential partner. Terrible. Because, like, you guys had things in common. It's like, that's already a great start. And then, here's a man that wants to, go on the next date to get to know you more. You're not interested. It's like, having things in common with a man is having things in common with your partner is so important to build actual successful relationship. Looks don't really add to how successful a relationship is, okay? Charm doesn't really add to how good, how successful a relationship can be. Finances, if you both have a job, that's very adequate, okay? Being like six figures, a millionaire, not really it doesn't really add to the success of relationship. Having compatible personalities is such a big deal. It's such a big deal, and yet you
Stay here. I'll be back.
How you feeling? You look down.
I feel really bad because I did like him a lot, but also I don't want to not leave my options open, I guess.
I've said this before. Women suffer from the whole grass is greener shit. Right? This is the thing. Why do you think women have friend zones? Why do you think it's like, this is the problem. All the shit you hear, right, about women, they keep options. They keep men in the friend zones as options, right? As potential options. Even if they don't see dating this man, it's like, if I ever feel like it, boom, my friend zone is an option, right? This is the absolute insanity. This is why, right? Always I'm settling for him because I have options. There's always something better. That mentality, this is why the dating market sucks. Because of women. It sucks because of women. Because again, social media, dating apps, women's mentality is like, there's always men out there that want me. So, I don't need to date. I don't need to, settle for a man that I'm compatible with. Absolute insanity.
What? Nice to meet you. I'm Daniel.
I'm Celeste.
How's it been going for you?
So far, so good.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
All right.
Sorry.
It's cool. Why'd you press the button?
You're smacking your gum and it was kind of gross.
You're right, sorry. Sorry, I forgot to spit it out before I came out here.
It's okay.
Nice
It was really nice.
Smacking your gum. It's like, you didn't even get to know the man. Absolute, it's like, you didn't spend time to get to know him. He smacked his gum. It's another thing, right? I saw this thing, right? I saw this guy say, women are everything is a red flag to a woman, right? Everything, every little thing. It's like, oh, your belt buckle doesn't match your pants, a red flag. You're too short, red flag. It's like, no wonder you're still in the dating market.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I'm Celeste.
Nice to meet you. Evan.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
21?
Yeah. You?
I'm about to turn 26.
How do you feel about younger guys?
Kind of depends on the maturity level, I suppose.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your most toxic moment?
Might be just sometimes I take more than I give.
It's quite fascinating, isn't it? The red flags in early interactions that we miss.
Okay.
I don't know.
You take more than you give. He should have pressed it. He should be pressing that button. You take more than you give. Yeah, she's not interested, but it's like, this is the thing. Average women right here. Modern day average women. They take more than you give. In my opinion, my honest, brutal opinion, that is most women. They take more than they give. This is the thing where women think, I gave you my body. That is everything, right? This is the insanity of it, right? Where you get an act, right? Sex. Both parties benefit from. But in women's eyes, that if I give you that, it should equal everything, right? The effort you do, the dates you pay for, the gifts you pay for, the money you give me, everything, right? The attention you give me, the texts you do, every little thing, it equals to women's body. Because that's pretty much the only effort they give.
I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll get.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit. She was really connecting with Xavier. Give him a good whiff.
He smells nice.
But did you get rid of Xavier? You connected with him?
I just wanted to see who else was here, I guess. Because dating is like about experimenting and meeting multiple people and not just meeting one person and being done.
Yes. OZ said she's a 2 a.m. last call, no cap. This is the problem, right? I saw this recently, right? Where here's the problem with modern day dating, where average women thinking that they are 10s, thinking that they are better than what they are, right? So let's say this woman is a 4. Now in her mind, potentially she's a 10 or an 8, thinking she has so much options. So she will look down on a man that's on her level, right? The man is maybe a 5, a 4, right? She looks down on a man that's on her real level because she thinks she qualifies for better. She thinks there's always better out there. There's options out there, better options. So now you are shitting on a man that's pretty much at your level, right? And he likes you, but you shit on him because your ego, your entitlement is right there, right? Your entitlement, your ego, it has poisoned and rotten your brain. So now you think that as an average woman, you are better than this man. You have the options, right? There's so much options out there. I can get better. The grass is greener, right? I don't want to settle for this man. And this is the problem in the dating market, where a lot of men aren't stupid. As crazy as women think men are, as you know, women constantly say men are stupid. They're not. Men know that, hey, this woman is about my level, and yet she just shitted on me. She thinks she's better. She thinks she's settling for me. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit. So, hell with that.
Done with it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Would you like to see Xavier again?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good shit.
Do you think he would want to go on a second date with you?
I hope so. It sounded like happy hour was in the cards.
Evan.
Yeah.
Will you go ask Xavier if he would like to come back?
Of course. I'll do that. All right.
Guess we'll see what he says.
Oh
my god!
Look who we have here from the grave.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
It was more fun talking with you than the other guys.
Appreciate that. I do have to hit the button though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't play second chances.
That's a boss. That is a boss right there. That is a real man. All the shit women say, oh, what's a real man? No, that right there. A real man isn't a doormat. A real man has boundaries, have self-respect, right? She turned him down. He said, I ain't giving second chances. I ain't giving second chances. That's right there. That is the man that I promote, that I support. That is a man that I hope my followers, my brothers, are like, right there. That right there, pinnacle of what a man is, in my opinion. He doesn't have to be muscular. You know, he's a teacher. He doesn't have to be six-figure man. No, it's a man that has self-respect. A man that's not a doormat. Okay, that is what a man is. A man that has boundaries, principles. Boom. This right there. I want my brothers, right, to take that and see that as a, you know, an image to. Yeah, I agree, Ozzy. I agree. And that's the insanity of it. That's the insanity of it. All right, guys. Ozzy, thank you for joining. Thank you for checking it out. Sorry, tonight's gonna be a short stream. I have other things I gotta take care of. But thank you, right, for stopping by. You're amazing, right? I always love the support. I always love you guys stopping by. So it's you. I mean, if you're still here, thank you, bro. Ozzy, thank you. Like I said, thank you for stopping by. Check out the Saturday stream. But yeah, tonight's gonna be a short stream. It's not gonna be that long. So, but yeah, hope you guys had a good night. Right, later, guys.